When was the last time you were truly mystified, left truly in the dark? Google Earth lets us see a mountain before we climb it. Wikipedia tells us everything about a historical figure before we read their work. AI answers our every question in seconds. When was the last time you got really lost, startled by the idea that you don't know what's over the next hill? It's a rare thing these days, and it's only getting rarer. I wanted to make a brief video about the death of the mysterious, but it's not really about mystery. It's about what we've lost by explaining everything. For most of human history, mystery was an entertainment. The woods were alive with spirits, the skies alive with gods. Oceans held monsters, and every disease was a curse. We walked in the wake of our myths, unsure and frankly frightened. Crossing a mountain wasn't just difficult, it meant going someplace no one had ever been, let alone mapped. Contrast that with today. You can virtually walk through Patagonia without ever buying a plane ticket. What about that abandoned building down the street, the one they say is haunted? Check Reddit and you're sure to find a thread explaining its history, as well as the reasons it's just a building. Bafflement, puzzlement, these are dying arts. We are so inundated with information that can be summoned at our fingertips, that we forget what it's really like to be unsure, unsettled. We're forgetting what it's like to be human. Knowledge solves problems. It makes our lives easier. But with every explanation, we are losing a bit of our imagination. Think about what it was like when you were a kid. Every gust of wind against the window was a spurned vampire. Every creak of the floorboards an approaching ghoul. As we age, we come to terms with the world. We learn that what we thought was dangerous is actually very mundane. It's this mundanity, our growing accustomment to the world, that deploys a secret trap. For everything explained, we lose a shred of our sense of wonder. That's why art is so important. Literature, film, music, these mediums defy easy categorization. Just because they are seen or heard doesn't mean they can be understood. Take, for instance, the works of Tolkien. We read The Lord of the Rings or The Silmarillion and become immersed in a world that is not our own. The rules are different, the mythology's new. We stumble through these worlds, never really sure of our footing. Now think about the films of Ingmar Bergman or David Lynch. We traverse dreamscapes and ethereal planes, trying and often failing to keep our heads. What about the music of Pink Floyd? You can hear the album Wish You Were Here 1,000 times and come away with something different every time. Art is not mappable. It cannot be explained away. It persists because it is unknowable. But what do we make of this new world we live in? A world where art can be created by machines. In many ways, there is a mystery still present here. We don't know exactly what will become of all this. I want to make a different video on AI-generated art, so I won't get too far into it here. Needless to say, I don't agree with it, but I can't with certainty tell you why. But let's talk about technology. Technology has changed our relationship to wonder. We don't have to consult with the gods to determine the reason the sun rises in the east. A mere keystroke will do. This is not to say that technology is a necessarily bad thing. In many ways, it has improved our quality of life. But in doing so, it has removed our uncertainty. Mysteries are solved faster than we can uncover them. Think about the ways we used to find music. Someone would play you a strange record, and you think about the songs for days. Eventually, you'd either buy the album or forget the tune. Now, someone plays you a song and you can Shazam it instantly, adding it quickly to your playlist. Or think about finding a new place to eat. At one time, you'd just stumble into a new place and decide to eat there, not knowing anything about the menu, relying solely on intuition. Now you can look up 300 reviews for the new corner sushi place, and you can see pictures of the menu items before you even walk in the door. Mystery solved, confusion abated. But at what cost? Why do we even care about mystery? Isn't knowing everything good for us? I argue that in mystery lies the meaning. Why do people hike alone, or stare long into campfires, or spend hours of their day fearing death? None of these are necessarily useful occupations, but they're mysterious. Mystery creates awe. Awe creates humility. Humility creates meaning. Without mystery, life begins to look like a series of solved problems. I just saw the movie The Backrooms last month and found it to be a perfect example of the modern mystery. A place we know really well, that we feel we've seen before, and yet is different, slightly wrong. Welcome to the new age of mystery. Liminal spaces, lost media, UFOs. Our imaginations aren't dead, they've just been waiting for a new outlet. These are all attempts to recover the feeling that something exists beyond explanation. People don't necessarily want answers. They want permission not to have them. I'll leave you with a quote from famous mystery author Agatha Christie. Instinct is a marvelous thing. It can neither be explained nor ignored. If something feels mysterious, lean into it. Delve deeper and get lost. It's the surest way to wonder.